Well, I originally started out as an interior designer, and I decided that I had a passion for furniture, and it sort of just kept coming back over and over. I mean, I love objects, I love sculpture, I love the human interaction with that smaller scale of an interior. So, is it possible? The end result is now, a company that's been going for 10, 12 years, 6 full-time staff, multi-million-dollar contracts. My collaboration or partnership with Michael Alvisse has been a very important part of how the company has evolved and how the products have been born. I believe that the collaboration has brought the similarities that we share together, but also the differences and the disparate sort of attentions that we have to design to the whole. And I always say to people that it's sort of in that space between what we agree on and what we don't agree on is sort of the magic of what we end up with. The way we design here is predominantly, it's quite an organic process. So it could come that we find a pebble on the beach, and so what we do is we turn the pebble around and we look at it and we try and find what about this pebble is beautiful and why does it inspire us. So we're looking for the lines and the shape and the proportions of it, and then we can somewhat emulate that in a final piece. So an example of a statement-based piece or an ideas-based piece was inspired by a timber puzzle that we picked up on one of our trips to Amsterdam. And for years we were saying, we really like this, there's something in it, but what can we do with it? We concepted this theory of the power of 3, which is that you need to collaborate with people to do big things in the world, and it's not just about the individual. So as a statement on anti-individualism, we decided to upscale this piece to a human scale item, which was impossible to put together by yourself. You actually need 3 people to put it together because you have to hold the pieces in place. So it's really a metaphor for teamwork and collaboration and getting things done at a big scale. This chair, for example, was inspired by the outline of a phone that we saw in a magazine. And inspiration can come from anywhere, and it was that line that we thought was just really cool, and we said, well, let's play with that and let's evolve it. And before we knew it, we were moving into a 3-dimensional shape which repeated that line around the whole shape of the chair. What we will do is we'll sit down and we'll start playing with objects, little patterns, little objects, drawing sketches, and eventually we'll come up with something that we can quickly translate to our computer. And so we can test several models side by side at the same time, we can turn them around. It's really a virtual product on screen. After we've been through the 3D modelling process and we feel that we're comfortable with what we do, what we've been doing, we will naturally either move towards a real 3-dimensional model, or we may skip that altogether and go to a final prototype, which is full scale. And that often, is very collaborative as a process with our factories. So we will go to talk to our head craftspeople and we'll sit down with them, we'll show the intention and we'll go through all the drawings, and bit by bit we'll nut it out. We may even make it physically with them while we're there, or we'll leave it with them to think about and to structure. I'm hoping that people who interact with our furniture feeling a sense of ownership of the piece and an interactivity with the piece. So rather than it just being a bench, it's like, well, I really like this bench, I like the feel of the bench. When I sit on this bench, I feel good, I'm sitting upright, I feel supported, I feel safe. Those sorts of things I think are very important in how we complement the use of a product apart from its functionality.